And I wanted to say something about when you were talking about your daughter. I read an article about a woman who was, her daughter had natural hair and it was really short. And she was going to school every day. And she, people was teasing her and stuff like that. But her mom wore a relaxer. So her mom cut all her hair off so that she could look like her daughter. And her daughter wouldn't feel bad. Her daughter would, so I thought that was really dope. You know what I'm saying? That she like, okay, well, if I'm, making sure my daughter has natural hair, I need to have natural hair too. I need to cut my hair off so my daughter can be okay with the way she looks, because we both look the same, And I thought that was dope.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And that's what we have to do as parents, not just as black women, but as black men, as black families. We have to show them the positive and the positive images that we want them to emulate. So, like I said, because so many beautiful women and even my father had locks in my family, I already envisioned myself with locks. It wasn't a hard decision to make. But because they were perming my hair since I was so young, I just thought that was what I was supposed to do. But when I really thought about it and I really began to struggle as an adult with my own hair, I'm like, wait a minute, I know what to do. I always loved locks. I loved my auntie. My auntie Joella had long locks down her back, so beautiful. My mom had long locks. My dad had locks. I'm like, wait, the answers have been right there in front of me. We need to set these examples, not do what we think is best. Like, okay, my mom thought it was best to perm my hair. She wasn't trying to hurt me. She just didn't know. She had a lack of knowledge because I guess, she had locks, so she ain't do her hair. She's not no combing hair type of woman. So she was just like, what should I do to make my daughter look neat and presentable? She just was conditioned and programmed like so many of us because of Western society. But her herself, she had locks and she was a beautiful woman with natural hair. Even now, she just keeps her hair short. She cut off her locks. She's had it for 20 years. She got tired of it, which I respect and understand. And she cut them off. And I was so heartbroken, but I understood. And she still has natural hair to this day. So it's like we lead by example. So that's why I know that my daughter's going to be good, because she has the example. And before we went to break, I was kind of trying to talk to my son and add the male aspect into it, because they're twins. So I have two twin toddlers, and I see him watching us a lot because he's surrounded by women all the time. And so I want him as a black man to also cherish and love the beauty, the natural beauty of the black woman, because that perpetuates us as well. It's not just about how we feel about ourselves, but when we trying to cater to our men, we see what they like. We see they like all the, the hair flipping with the weave and all the makeup and all of that. They say they love a natural woman, but we see them drooling at, the opposite of what they say they like. So of course, when you're getting dressed up and you're thinking, subconsciously, we want to get dressed up for ourselves, but we also want to attract a potential mate. So of course we're gonna kind of pander to those standards of beauty, whether we want to or not. It's subconscious. Once something is implanted in your mind, you'll be surprised what you're doing and not even realize it. Right. Not even realize it, because it's deeply conditioned. So it's like our young men need to hear these conversations too, so they understand the unnecessary pressures that are on black women to kind of please them.
And the importance of the support. When you know a sister or your sister, your girlfriend, your wife wants to do that, wants to embrace her natural beauty, wants to embrace her natural hair, her natural self. Period. This is the way we were born. We came into the world with this hair. So it wasn't by mistake that we have it. We have it because we're supposed to have it. When we're not, we shouldn't be, doing anything to make it look a different type of way or make people think we don't have it. But we have this hair, and we have to embrace it. And I agree. Our men, black men, need to be more supportive of black women embracing their natural beauty.
I remember when I went natural, and I had a really good guy friend share with me. He said that when I see black women with natural hair, it makes me feel better about myself. That it affirms who he is. And I think it goes back to what Relly was saying before the break about affirmations. And the example that you gave, Miss Shelley, about the mother cutting her hair so that she could better support her child, own self-esteem and self-confidence. And I think what's key there is the mirroring and the reflection, and just being able to see oneself in somebody else that they are connected to. And I think that's so key when it comes to building and uniting Black people, and really reclaiming our community and our collective identity as a people.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's why hair is so important. I think part of this too, again, is just recognizing that when we exude self-confidence, what impact that has on our complementary, our Black men.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We need to include men more in these conversations. Like, it's not just about us and our hair, it's about us as a people. So we have sons, we have brothers. I talk to my brother all the time, and he'd be like, you be always on this Black power stuff. And I'm like, because it's important, and I love you, my Black brother. I don't mean literally my blood brother. I mean as a young Black man in this community. I know you have your own set of struggles that you go to that are exclusive to your gender and your age bracket, but I love you. We are together in this, and you have to get that. If you see a Black woman in the street struggling, I want you to help her. If she need help with her groceries, I want you to be the young gentleman that comes up to her like, do you need help, ma'am? And I'm not saying don't do that for a white woman, but I want you to have a certain love for yourself that extends to people who look like you and are in your community. It's bigger than that. I'm trying to get y'all to expand your mind, open your mind. Stop thinking on this individual surface basis. Because if you don't love your brother or your sister, then you don't love yourself.
Right.
Your mama took care of you, little boy. That's what I'm telling you. So we need to include our men into these conversations about natural hair and about our struggles as a woman. And we need to talk to them more about their struggles. Like I have my little brother show my son how to brush his hair so he gets the waves. Because I'm not gonna lie, I cut my son's hair. I didn't want to. My lactician, she was very upset with me. But it was a struggle. It was really hard because I can't braid, I know, because my mom didn't teach me, right? She didn't braid my hair. She sent me to get it braided, and so like it was a lack. Because she didn't know how to braid, so nobody taught me how to braid. So I'd be struggling. I'd be trying to cornrow, and my mom is like, "That's not it, sis." I'm like, "Well, I'm still gonna try." But we need to include our Black men in these conversations. We need to expand it beyond just us and our struggles. And once we do that, it'll start coming together in all different aspects, not just on the hair, not just on the surface level beauty, but all our deeply rooted issues with ourselves and each other.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Like how you're saying, like the deep rooted issues with ourselves. That's what it all boils down to
all
from the
boils down to
beginning.
that. Absolutely.
Mimicking the white woman, the Black man always seeing the white woman as a standard of beauty. So it's like when I see my sister, but I see this is not what the world tells me is what's beautiful.
Right.
This is blonde hair, blue-eyed woman, straight long hair Becky, not my sister with dreads or braids or anything like that. So it's like, they have to see that as something positive too, and that's going, like how we say, deeper issues, understanding our history, being proud of our history, knowing every single thing,
and knowing who you are, knowing who you are too,
right,
as a Black woman, and your ancestors,
exactly.
Please call in if you are tuned in 404-361-1571 and join in on the conversation. We are talking about natural hair today, y'all. Come on and get in on the conversation. Okay. We got a phone call?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, this is Action Not Talk Radio. Who am I speaking with? Hi, how you doing today? I'm wonderful, thank you.
So y'all, remember I mentioned Locks of Royalty? That's my loctician right there. She locked up my hair. She's the only one who touches my hair. She has such deep views on hair. She taught me so much. What's up, Kay? How you doing? Good. So I don't know, can you just talk a little bit about what, like, your feelings on natural hair, or do you have any questions for us? We have some beautiful queens here having a conversation about natural hair. Right. What made you want to be a lactician? Like, what makes you different from other lacticians?
Awesome.
Yeah. So it seems like a lot of us black women had that issue of growing up, like, you know, our parents doing that to us. What do you think it is about, like, why don't a lot more mothers, like back in the day when we were growing up, why wasn't it more more popular to rock natural hair, or for mothers to give their children natural hairstyles?
Yeah. The easy route.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of time and patience, you know. I know that for a fact with Joya, my daughter, you know. I'll be calling her and I'll be like, what should I do? Dude, is this style okay? Especially when her hair was first growing. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes love. You good. Thank you for calling in, sis. Y'all got any more questions for her?
Oh, no, thanks. We appreciate you calling in, though. Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Queen.
Locks of Royalty in Brooklyn, y'all. Check her out on Facebook and Instagram.
Thanks for calling. You have reached Action Not Talk Radio. Who am I speaking with? What's up, Sierra Sade from Queens on a Mission? How you doing? Oh, we wonderful. We are wonderful. You have a question?
Hey queen, so yeah, definitely advice for a queen who's going from a fro to locks. I mean, I'm not a loctician, but from my personal experience, I know that a lot of queens struggle with how permanent locks can seem. Like, it can seem intimidating because it's like, okay, you lock it, literally the definition of lock, you feel like you can't go back, it's locked. But I think that what could give a queen peace of mind is the fact that I learned a couple years ago with my Queen Locks of Royalty that you can actually comb out your locks. So it is a long process and it takes a long time, but it is possible. And you can still be very versatile with your locks. You can do a lot of things to it. You could braid it back and put a wig over it if you want to and still look beautiful. So that's just my advice. Just take care of your hair, do what you're comfortable with, and don't feel like you're stuck into anything. Because that's, as we said, as Shelly said, the beauty of black women is versatility. So you can still play around with it.
Well, thank you, Queen, for calling in. We have another caller. So, all right, have a good one. You reached Action Not Talk Radio. This is Shelly. I'm in set. You have a question? Hey, what's up? What's up, Queen? How you doing, girl? You all right? What's your question? Okay. Okay, what are you using currently? Okay. You need to do like a deep conditioner. you know, from, you know, every time you wash your hair, do a deep conditioner. And then when you moisturize, you need to use like something thicker. Yes. So you can do like a Jamaican black castor oil, and you can also do something with a shea butter base. Shea butter base. And then, you know, the coconut oil is okay, but it doesn't always, you know, help. And you can also use tea tree too. That's good for dry scalp and dry hair. So, you know, tea tree essential oils, coconut oil, grapeseed oil. I actually have a hair hydration butter and dandruff control butter. And I also have the Jamaican black castor oil as well. The Jamaican black castor oil as well. I put that in the butter. In the hair hydration butter, there's Jamaican black castor oil, and there's black seed oil, which is good for dry scalp as well. Black seed oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. There are a bunch of oils in there that will assist in whatever kind of issue you may have with dry scalp or dry hair. Okay? I got you. Just let me know when you need it. Okay? All right. You too. Thank you. This is Action I Talk Radio. Do you have a question? Hello? Hello? I think they hung up.
Well, I think that was great advice, Shelly. One thing I wanted to say about coconut oil is that I learned that coconut oil doesn't actually add moisture. It kind of just is like it locks it in. So if you already have dry hair and you're putting coconut oil, it's not actually helping to add any moisture. Right. So coconut oil is good when you, as you said, you're already adding tea tree oil, castor oil, shea butter, and stuff like that. And then
else implemented with
and then add the coconut oil to lock it all in. I learned that the hard way.
Coconut oil is better on the skin than on the hair. Like I will use it on my body or my face or something like that. Right. But
especially right out the shower, right? Lock in that moisture.
And when you're talking about our hair is thicker, so you're gonna need a thicker oil or a thicker base of moisture to put on it. Like if you're gonna use coconut oil, use some shea butter with it, or use some avocado oil with it, castor oil. You can use regular castor oil or Jamaican black castor oil, either one. Both of them are thick, but I think that the Jamaican black castor oil has more nutrients in it because there's the darkness of it is added more nutrients to it. The darkness of it, yes. The melanin, okay. When it's melanin, it's always right. When it's melanin involved in it, you know what I'm saying? So, but you can use regular castor oil as well. You can use, so if anyone is suffering from, what Queen Serenity just spoke about, she said she needed something to help with her hair, hydrate her hair. Just use a thicker base of moisture, not, just coconut oil, but add something thicker to that. So, thanks, ladies, for coming. I appreciate y'all. We have so where I'm going to get everybody's social platforms so people can reach you if they need to.
Relly the Poet. You can catch me on Instagram, RELLE_poet on Instagram. And then I think that's the same thing on Facebook too. Like if you type Relly the Poet in the search box on Facebook, I'll come up. You can also Google me. My full government name is Jerelle Ben, JHERELLE. Last name Ben, BENN. If you Google that, mad stuff gonna come up. So check me out.
Okay, I'm Shep. My Instagram page is ancient_chemistry, KEMISTRY_AKC. And you can also check out our website at www.rebelvision.com. That's Rebel with an A.
All right. My name is Stephanie Wellens, WELLONS. But you can find me on Instagram under sundrop_369. I also just started a second page advertising my educational services called Eternal Learning eternal_you. So definitely, it's eternal_learning you. So check me out on both of those pages, and I'll keep you updated on what I have for you.
Thank you so much, Queens. I really appreciate y'all being here today.
Thank you.
And so anybody have anything else to add to the natural hair?
I'll say something to that. I do know that Relly brought up an important point earlier about the spiritual aspect of our hair. And I will say one important thing that I realize is that looking at the texture of my hair, how it coincides and is harmonized with nature. I spend a lot of time with Mother Nature, and I can see, how the trees reflect the texture of our hair, the volume, the boldness, the shine, the thickness, right? Even when I look at some of the flower buds and how if you look deep within their petals, they have a little bud where there's these little spirals that reflect our hair. Another thing is that when we're dealing with batteries, right, and we put our batteries inside of, some sort of cartridge, what do we see that battery being connected to?
A spiral.
There you go. And what does that spiral do? It conducts energy.
And guess what? And so you pull a strand of your hair out, it's a spiral.
That's right. And if you actually play with your spiral in that way, you'll start to see the static, right? What we're talking about here is that our hair is a medium through which we can receive communication from all forms of life.
Antennas.
And that's why we antennas.
That's
why we have to see
ether.
it.
That's non-ether knowledge right there, sister.
So I just wanted to share that.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
that
important to think about too. And then
right.
when you're thinking about hair care and you're relating it to nature, it's like our scalp is like the soil, and you feed it and you take care of it in that way. So that's a great point. Great visuals right there. That's poetry.
Thanks, ladies. I appreciate y'all. That's it for Action I Talk Radio. I hope y'all got a lot out of this conversation. Please contact me at Sun Goddess Sense Facebook like page, Shelly Amiset Harris Facebook personal page. Thank you.
Peace out. Love y'all.
I was nervous as hell, y'all.
Why?
It's usually me and him doing it. So we share it. You know what I'm saying?